Shifting focus, the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena is at it again. On their radar this time is the clothing brand Zara. MNS goons barged into a showroom of Zara in Mumbai, alleging that they sell clothes made in Pakistan. The workers demanded that the store close down the section where it was selling clothes made in Pakistan. Now, this incident took place on Tuesday. Raj Thackeray's goons claim this is their reaction to the death sentence given to Kulbhushan Jadhav, and now have warned to storm more stores selling Pakistani goods. MNS's logic: made in Pak goods upset patriotic sentiments of Indians, and Pakistan uses this cash to fund terror against India. This isn't the first time that the MNS has served an anti-Pakistan ultimatum. Back in 2016, after the Uri terror attack that claimed 18 soldiers, the MNS issued a diktat against Pakistani actors and artists in India and had succeeded with their arm-twisting methods.
See, we didn't storm, but we had ultimately given them a letter saying that we don't keep this material made in Pakistan, items, shirts, pants, everything we had told them. 3 days back we had given them this letter. They didn't listen to it. Then last we had to take action in Phoenix Mill. They have a big shop there, Zara. And then when we went there and we saw ki not in a small range but in a very huge range the things were there made in Pakistan. So then we had to give them the ultimate ki if today evening this is not removed from here, then we'll come and we'll all burn it, fire it out here. You see, I am also from Kashmir. I have seen my people, how they have been troubled there, and you see the soldiers, how they treat them, or you can see this Kulbhushan Jadhav, what they have doing with them. After seeing all this, our Indian people should keep their things here in India. After this, we have come to know there are many more shops where only these things have been kept. In 3-4 days' time, we are going to take action on them also.
All right, I want to cut across to my colleague Kamlesh Sutar. He's on the phone line with us. You know, Kamlesh, these are desperate attempts to staying relevant. Look at what happened to the MNS where the BMC elections were concerned.
Well, indeed, the MNS is trying to mix up patriotism with hooliganism here in Mumbai. They say that they had warned the store not to sell Pakistani clothes in their showroom. In fact, they had given letters to other showrooms, Zara showrooms in Juhu and other parts of Mumbai. But they claim that this shop in Lower Parel continued to sell Pakistani clothes, clothing range, and that's why they stormed into the store and they had asked them to throw away Pakistani clothes. The MNS says that it has been the party's agenda to oppose Pakistan for sponsoring terror in India, and they have acted against Pakistani artists illegally working in India as well, and this time whatever they have done is in continuance with the party's policy against Pakistan.
Any action, any FIR that has been lodged against them for what they've done right now?
For now, no complaint has been filed against any MNS for workers. The showroom too even hasn't filed any complaint. And the MNS says this issue deals with, they have barged into the showroom and protested to fight for justice for Kulbhushan Jadhav, who is in Pakistan, and the Pakistani court has sentenced him to death. And that is why the store has also perhaps not to take things too far, has agreed to the MNS's hooliganism.
Okay. All right, stay on with us, Kamlesh. We are joined by Shaina NC from the BJP. Shaina, what is this? Desperate attempts to stay relevant. What do you make of what you're seeing on your television screens? Barging into a showroom, taking clothes, trampling on them, and then issuing open threats.
For a dying political party that is trying to resurrect itself and trying to show its own importance, they can stoop to any level. But please do understand that no party is allowed to take law and order into their hands. It's important to understand that our party does not subscribe to any kind of hooliganism, and as the state government, the guilty will be brought to task. I'm sure that they will be booked, and do understand that whether it is Zara store or Pakistani brands of clothes, you can engage in dialogue, bring to notice that you would not want them to use these products. That could be one aspect or avenue. You can protest, you can agitate, you can do an andolan, you can do a dharna. But this kind of tode-fode is not going to be taken lying down. Do understand also that the Deputy Commissioner of Police of Zone 3, Praveen Padwal, has on record said that the guilty will be brought to task. And
but Shaina, no FIR has been filed. There's a sense of fear. They're issuing open threats. This incident took place on Tuesday. It's Thursday today. There's no FIR that has been filed in the case.
No, you're wrong there, because the case under Section 143, unlawful assembly of the IPC, was lodged and the probe is on. And I think that we need to understand that there is a due process of law, and we will not jump or bypass any avenue which lets the hooligans or activists go scot-free.
Shaina, just stay on with us. I want to bring in Kamlesh. Kamlesh, Shaina saying that there is in fact a case that has been lodged in this.
Preeti, the case that is being filed is for unlawful assembly, not against any MNS leader, so as to say. The hooliganism that took place, in fact, they should have been booked under some serious charges, and the cases should have been filed against the leaders. That doesn't seem to be happening. Perhaps the MNS has got away with such acts in the past as well, when similar cases were filed for unlawful assembly.
Exactly.
But cases particularly pinpointing to the
Shaina, how is this unlawful assembly? You're barging into somebody's outlet. You're taking their clothes. You're trampling on them. You're threatening them.
Well, Deputy Police Commissioner Mr. Padwal has registered a case, and this comes under Zone 3, and this case has been registered under two sections. One is 143, which is unlawful assembly, and of course the agitators who took law into their hands will be dealt with on a separate FIR. Please understand, this is only a political party that is trying to be noticed, and they're being noticed by all the wrong ways. We must condemn it in totality, which we have, but law will take its course, and I'm sure that the guilty will be brought to task, because no kind of hooliganism is going to be allowed in a state like
Well, it'd be interesting to note. Yes, appreciate you joining us, Shaina. Appreciate you joining us, Kamlesh, as well. Interesting to note what kind of action is taken, not just for unlawful assembly, where all these men, you can see their faces. Will they be booked for a lot more than just unlawful assembly? We're going to be tracking the story very closely. Meanwhile, let's take you to Chennai, get you a quick update on what's happening in Chennai politics. After days of hectic parleys, the Paneerselvam camp has clarified that they never demanded Chief Minister's post in lieu of a merger with Palaniswamy faction. The OPS camp reiterated that their only demand is the ouster of the Sasikala family from the AIDMK, a CBI probe into Jayalalitha's death as well. Remember, both warring factions are in talks for a merger in Tamil Nadu.
நாங்க முதலமைச்சர் பதவியா கேட்டோம் கேட்கலையே நீங்க ஏன் சொல்றீங்க அத நாங்க முதலமைச்சர் பதவி கேட்கவில்லை பொதுச் செயலாளர் பதவி கேட்கவில்லை அம்மாவுடைய சாவை சிபிஐ விசாரணை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று நாங்கள் கேட்டோம் அதேபோல இந்த கட்சியை அழிக்கக்கூடிய நிலையிலே இருக்கின்ற சசிகலா குடும்பத்தை கட்சியை விட்டு வெளியேற்ற வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டோம்.
All right, joining me right now live is my colleague Pramod Madhav. Actually, he's on the phone line with us. Pramod, now how much of this is posturing? How much of this is just saying that they don't want the CM's chair? Because if that is not the question, then the signs of a merger are imminent.
Really, to tell you the factually, only a yogi will say that he doesn't want the CM's chair. Even that is under question right now. Nobody's saying that they don't want the CM's chair. It's just that KP Munnuswamy has clarified that until the two main demands, he still believes that Sasikala's family is still pulling the strings inside AIADMK. They just want TTV Dinakaran out. So KP Munnuswamy is asking for credentials like pulling out the affidavits from the election commission and like getting her resignation letter. If they do that, and the second one being a judicial probe into Jayalalitha's death, they will go for the talk. The funny thing is that Vaidyanathan, the EPS team MP, he has clearly mentioned that he's ready for talks. They are ready for talks. They don't have any demands. So it seems like no matter what kind of crazy demands the team of OPS is going to bring out, EPS team is ready for it, but they're just trying to find out like how far they can push Team OPS. Maybe that's why KP Munnuswamy of Team OPS got a bit agitated today.
All right, Pramod, stay on with us. Let's bring in our consulting editor, T.S. Sudhir, who's joining us on Skype here. T.S., how much meat is in the fact when you hear him say that OPS is not interested, or they've never rallied, or one of their main points was the CM chair?
Well, I can tell you from sources which I've gathered from inside the OPS camp that at least 2 days back, Paneerselvam himself had suggested that he could just take over as General Secretary and let Palaniswamy continue as Chief Minister. That was an idea which was completely vetoed by his group, who felt that not being chief minister would completely undermine whatever has happened in the last 2 months. They also believe that they themselves would be gathering, drawing their power and clout by being closer to the chief minister if their man is the chief minister. And number three, and the most important thing, they told Paneerselvam, and that clinched it for them, because they said that if in the next election, if he's going to be campaigning as a general secretary for Edappadi Palaniswamy as chief minister, and assuming that the government was not very popular, the entire thing would boomerang on him. So that's when Paneerselvam agreed that he has to be chief minister. But at least at the press conference, they making it seem that that was not really the deal breaker. But essentially the other things, essentially what we're talking about is a huge trust deficit between the two camps. Both camps do not believe that the other can be trusted. In fact, people in the Paneerselvam camp told me that they believe that this entire thing is being hatched. It's a conspiracy between TTV Dinakaran, Shashikala and Edappadi Palaniswamy, and it's a game that is being played out, that they are dissociating themselves from the entire Shashikala family.
All right, appreciate you joining us, T.S. Sudhir and Pramod. Gentlemen, we'll be back with you for more updates on that. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif narrowly managed to save his post after a Pakistan Supreme Court bench declared there was insufficient evidence to remove him from the office in connection with Panama Papers leak case. The court has, however, set up a joint investigation team to probe corruption allegations against him and his family. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, while addressing a rally in Jhansi, reiterated BJP's development agenda. He warned his workers against violence and added that no one will go hungry to sleep. The Delhi metro train services will start from 4 a.m. on Sunday, 23rd April, when Delhi goes to the MCD polls. This step has been initiated to facilitate staff who will be on duty on election day. Metros will ply at a gap of 30 minutes before 6 a.m. And a non-bailable warrant issued against Zakir Naik. A special NIA court in Mumbai issued a warrant against Naik for promoting enmity amongst communities. Now, in a shameful incident, a minister in Yogi Adityanath's government was caught on camera insulting a disabled worker. This incident took place when the UP minister Satyadev Pachauri was on an inspection drive to the Khadi board. While questioning other employees in Lucknow, the minister crossed all limits of decency and went on to insult the physical condition of the worker who is responsible for cleaning the office. After humiliating the worker, Satyendra Pachauri made fun of his physical condition with his superiors.
मंत्री आए थे, निरीक्षण कर रहे हैं दौरे पे। दौरा पूरी बिल्डिंग का किए, सब कर्मचारी से मिलने पर फिर हमसे आए। हम लोग वहाँ पे मिलने गए तो मिले तो कहने कब से आप नौकरी कर रहे हैं। हमने कहा सर हमको तो 99 से कर रहे। तो उसके बाद क्या तनख्वाह मिलती है। हमने कहा 4000 मिलती है। तो उन्होंने सीओ साहब मेरे बगल में खड़े थे, उनसे पूछे कि इनको क्या दे रहे, तो कैसा यही है। तो कहने लगे ये विकलांग लोगों को, लंगड़े लूले लोगों को रखेंगे तो ऐसे आप में क्या सफाई का काम ले पाएंगे, तभी आपके यहाँ गंदगी ज़्यादा है। यही बात इतनी बोले। इससे कल से हम लोग बड़ा टेंशन में हैं। हम ही चीज़ को बुरा मान करके चल रहे थे और यही चीज़ हमको बहुत खरीद कर सकते।
And after India today raised the issue of the insensitive BJP leader, now he has come out with a clarification.
मैंने जो कहा केवल इतना कहा कि योग्य व्यक्ति रखो। जो व्यक्ति जिस काम के लिए है ना, वो बेचारा कमजोर असहाय, अरे उसको और कोई काम दे दो और यहाँ अच्छे व्यक्ति को रो। मैंने ये कहा कि एक नहीं दो रख।
Well, it's yet another big blow for Indian techies. A day after United States President Donald Trump clamped down on the biggest Indian export, New Zealand is introducing tougher requirements for skilled overseas workers as it tries to control immigration. US and New Zealand are not the only countries that have recently imposed visa curbs. United Kingdom has already jacked up fees for tech visas. Singapore had only last year tightened rules, squeezing the flow of Indian techies to a mere trickle. And Australia scrapped a popular visa program for workers, impacting around 35,000 Indian techies. Meanwhile, 2 days after Australia scrapped its skilled visa program, the Turnbull government plans to raise the bar for handing out citizenship to outsiders. The waiting period, which currently is about a year, has now been increased to 4 years. Well, not just that, it has raised the standard for the English language as part of a shake-up of its immigration program. Turnbull said basic English would no longer be sufficient to become an Australian citizen. He also added a new Australian values test for citizenship. Incidentally, the harsh decision comes over a week after Turnbull's and Modi displayed great camaraderie during the Australian Prime Minister's Indian visit.
To ensure that you'll need to have competent English. That is a vital requirement. Not a requirement at the moment, but we all know that the key to successful integration into the Australian community, to economic success, every success, social success, in becoming part of the community, is being able to speak English. So that's a very important change. And also we need to ensure that our citizenship test enables applicants to demonstrate how they have integrated into and engaged with our Australian community.
The residency requirement at the moment is effectively 12 months, and that increases to 4 years. The idea of that is for the demonstration of integration, of the ability to improve English language, to make sure that people can then demonstrate that they have been working if they're of working age with the capacity to work, demonstrate that they haven't been perpetrators of domestic violence or whatever the case might be in relation to the particular test. So the first point is the residency requirement changes. There's a significant change in relation to the English language requirement, which at the moment is basic. We increase that to IELTS level 6 equivalent. So that is at a competent English language proficiency level.